Okay, and now if you are still with us, we are about to dive into a heavy spoiler talk of Joker.
Okay, just a bit of a heads up. Got this. I got about 15, 18 minutes at most. Huh?
Okay, 20
Should
minutes
be
of
enough.
Joker.
Should be
Okay,
enough.
Jalan.
Let's
Okay,
go.
so uh,
Okay, I got a question for both. So I
okay.
had a good chat with a friend last night after golf, and he's the guy that asked me the question about Thanos. Remember the question I asked about Thanos, whether he was a good or bad guy?
The question that one was with the
When
Avengers was
Thanos,
being
yeah, when he snapped, right?
selfish.
And yeah,
Yeah.
part of that discussion was the Avengers are being selfish, lah. And
Yep. Yep.
they were not thinking for
Mm-mm.
the universe. You know that chat that we had, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
the
I
theory
think it
that you
was him. So
posted,
this so
yes.
he his name is Kenneth, by the way. And he's got a really different view or had a different take on a scene in Joker.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys think. Okay, so here goes. So Joker killed his mom, right? So
Mm-hmm.
did he kill his mom out of frustration, or did he kill his mom so that he can be free of Arthur Fleck and finally become the Joker?
You know what? I never thought about that.
See,
Uh,
I was like,
I did
oh,
thought about that actually.
four. You are
I
our
did.
next
Okay, now,
Christopher
okay,
no Nolan, are you?
I'll probably go on with this first. Now, for me, Joker was deeply disturbing. Because if we take Joker out of the picture, let's say this show is not about Joker. This show is actually about someone who's going through. Is this show is about the rich and the poor, the black and the white. It's about people at the bottom and about how they were ignored. So this show zooms out on a particular individual and see his journey. Very, very trouble. Adopted lah, kena abused lah. He's got some mental illness lah. And if you take Joker out of the picture, it fits in any other type of like society is bad kind of thing.
So
And
you're saying
I
it could happen to anyone, anywhere, lah?
Correct, exactly. So I felt that what he did for that is like, hey, I've been living under a lie for so many years, and you supposedly, you have never been telling me the truth about things. I'm struggling in society, and you know what? Screw you. I'm just gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that was my angle as well. But the other side to it is, could he, you know, have done it not just out of frustration, but more so because he's just fed up and broken, and
Yeah.
that kind of released him or unlocked his
I mean, especially
psyche to become what the Joker is.
especially at the start of the film, start of the show, they actually portrayed him as a very, very good son.
Correct.
Yes.
He showered the
Yes.
mom, and he had the whole
Yeah.
dream sequence with Robert De Niro's character, and saying, "Oh, I wish I had a son like you." So, so the killing the mom part, to be honest, after the movie until now, I never thought about it much because that scene just
I
kind of
think that
flew
was
by
like
me.
one of the key scenes.
Yeah, that was his transformation, lah. But why he did it, that one now I'm asking myself that question as
Why
well.
did
So
it?
yeah, that's a good question
Because
actually.
maybe even though he was so frustrated with his mom for lying all these years and blah blah blah.
That's no reason to kill your mom.
Correct. So maybe it's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done being this person that I am, and the only thing that's holding me back from going further is my mom.
Hmm. I kind of like that. That kind of makes
Yeah.
sense.
So finally, say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done. So he kills his mom, and then that's why he colors his hair, puts on his suit, becomes a Joker, lah.
So
100%.
for me, okay, for me, that scene that's similar to his transformation from Arthur to Joker was when he did the first kills, the first three kills, right?
Okay.
Wall Street guys, right?
Okay. Yep.
The three guys who
Yep.
work for
Yep.
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
Like kind of a catalyst, lah. It started that way, lah.
it's not only the killing, but if you remember, after he killed, he ran away to a bathroom, locked himself in,
And then he started dancing.
and he started dancing. And
That was his transformation, actually.
yeah, because when you see his dance, that dance was different. He was honestly at point of watching, I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" But after you look at it, right, it's
He
more
was
like
at peace.
yeah, he was very at peace.
Yes.
The Joker started coming out already at that time.
Yes.
Correct. So
Yes.
the final nail in the coffin was killing his mom.
Yeah,
Then he
Full
was
cycle.
100%
Actually, that makes sense.
psycho, right? So of course, you got questions lah. Like, did he kill his flatmate? No, not flatmate. His that
Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
I don't think he
Don't
killed
know.
her. I don't
Did
think so.
he-
But
did he
it was left
kill-
for interpretation.
Did he
He killed
kill
Randall. Oh,
did-
Randall
not
had
Randall,
a brutal
no.
death, man.
Who Randall's death was
So
oof.
there was another question, right? To say that Joker, if you ask me, he knows exactly what he's doing, although he has his psychotic breaks, but he knows exactly what he's doing. And it's not a psychopath, no. Because I don't know what that word where if you know what you're doing and yet you do it.
No, he is a psychopath.
called
He's
serial killer.
confirmed 100%.
Yeah, no, you can
But,
see,
but
for
it's just that
example,
he's doing it out of his
no,
out
he-
of his own.
if you notice, right, he killed people who did him harm,
Right, correct. People
He's
who,
not
who
just
make
simply
fun
kill.
of
For example,
him,
if
yes.
see any normal killer, right, will not let the midget fella go because he's a witness.
True.
Exactly.
But he said, you didn't do anything. You're the only one that was nice to me. And I thought the moment where he quite cute, I couldn't unlatch the thing. I said, say, this guy gonna get killed, right?
But
Yeah.
you know,
That was a tense
But
moment for
yeah,
me.
like, oh shit. But then he said, okay.
to be true to comics, right? That is exactly how Joker acts.
Yeah.
He would kill someone brutally in front of someone else and just let the other fellow go.
Yeah,
That is
because-
exactly Joker's MO.
Exactly like how he killed Murray, what's his name? Murray Franklin.
Oh, Murray Franklin. Yeah.
Robert De Niro,
Franklin.
lah, because he said, "Oh, I know what you did. You brought me out here to make fun of me."
Yeah. So he
Knows, it's not like psycho and thing like you don't know what's going on. He knows exactly what he wants to do and he does it, and he doesn't care whether he's announcing it to the world or whoever sees it.
So-
That's Joker lah. That's Joker's MO. lah.
So that even before Joker was actually released, it was of course viewed by all the critics on screenings and a few festivals, right? So there was a lot of talk about whether this show is telling the right message, because
Yeah.
it does touch about mental issues quite
Quite a lot.
quite a lot,
Quite a lot.
and quite accurately.
Yeah.
If I have to say so, I mean, I wouldn't know exactly, but it does seem very very real. And a lot of people was actually calling for this movie to actually be banned because of that. With the recent violence in US is going on, this could actually trigger
I know,
more
that-
shit. So
It's actually quite.
It's
scary.
actually very
Very scary,
polarizing. lah.
Yeah.
yeah, so yes, while it's a fantastic movie and all
I
that,
think it's rated 18, right?
it's rated 18. It's rated R in US. It's a hard R. So yeah, it's go with caution. So, but
it
still,
kind of can mind fuck you lah after watching it.
that's the thing.
It really mind fuck me after that.
Yeah,
for a while.
as much
What
as
the hell?
I mean, when we finished the movie, I was actually dumbfounded a little bit. I was kind of speechless. I was trying to gather my thoughts. It was very very disturbing. It wasn't as disturbing as when they see us. That is a different kind of disturbing. But this one was disturbing to a point where half of me felt bad for everyone that has this kind of sickness.
Yeah.
But half of me it's kind of thinking, are we putting up media out there for people?
Correct.
To,
How
to
we
emulate?
addressing this?
Yeah.
This in real life, right?
So it's this. I mean, even this talk is kind of sensitive
Yeah.
already.
no,
So
we won't dwell much into that, lah. I suppose.
yeah, it's
Actually, I'll talk about Joker quite serious. The topic.
It is, and then okay, if you think
is, it
about
is.
it from another view or another aspect, it's kind of plunged Gotham into what it becomes like in the comic, a very dark, scary place where it's full of thugs. Authority got no control, and that's where you need the bat.
so okay. Let's talk on a little bit more lighter note. A little bit. Wait, Danny, anything else to say in first?
Me? Yeah. For me, I look at Joker has a very good origin, but one thing I notice is it's a very good anti-villain story as well. As in, like, now I understand why Joker. I mean, in the context of this film, why he acted the way he is. For all the things you have said, like, he will kill someone that he think is, wrong team or wrong society or wrong the group of people that he's more close with. So it's almost like I'm drawing parallel between Magneto and Doctor the guy in the wheelchair,
Professor
Xavier.
Xavier.
Like, if you look at the whole X-Men franchise, is that at certain times you kind of feel like, yeah, Magneto is fighting for his group of people, and he's just killing off threats that is threatening his group of people. So I'm seeing that parallel between this Joker and also the people like Magneto.
I see it a bit differently because the whole X-Men, Magneto, and Professor Xavier, it was more of a race thing than just killing.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah, but then in the case of Joker, it's about the rich and the poor.
In this movie lah.
in this
Yes,
movie. So okay,
it's always about,
In this
yeah,
movie lah.
you are rich, therefore you can say what you are. You are saying that we are all clowns and stuff. I think there was a quote by Thomas Wing saying that the rest of the poor are the clowns or
No,
something like
I
that.
see where you're coming from, and I kind of agree because I think if, for example, in today's society, right, people with issues, whether it's mental or health or whatever, not when you are not of a certain stature in society, you will struggle,
yeah, true.
especially in
Yeah,
the US
yeah.
when there's no health plan, and
True.
a lot of people don't have insurance for all these things. And what if a good point also that Danny brought up is because the scene where they cut off funding, which
Yes.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
what happens then to these
Yeah.
poor guys? You know, they will. I mean, what hope have they got to live? Really,
They stop getting their
the
medication
medication
and all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it's an underlying message as well to whoever's watching it in you know in a position of authority to do something for the society, for their society, or society in general.
Okay.
But you know what is scary? What
Because
is
it's
scary
real.
is
It could happen to anyone.
exactly, and
And
I
when you are
think
correct,
yesterday,
uh,
yesterday in my Facebook post, I think I don't know, someone posted a quote from this show about the rich and the poor, and I know this guy. He was one of my ex staff in another company, and I know the trouble he's going through. For me, it's disturbing because people are now using this movie to kind of strengthen their belief, and I think I think that's a bit too much. I mean, for me, a movie is a movie. It addresses some social issue, but I think we should just let it end at that. So, which is why the critics are probably going on a bigger picture. I think they were saying that it might promote violence and I don't know neo-fascism and stuff like that. So yeah,
I mean, there's
I I,
always
I
there's
think for
always a
me this is the
possibility, lah.
impact that the movie that this Joker has right now, lah.
yeah, oh, yeah.
So, okay. Among the things that we brought up today, that's actually one of the reasons why I didn't want to clap after at the end of the show. So, lah.
Yeah. No, for me, I didn't want to clap. I mean, if I were to have clap, it's also. I mean, it will only be because of his acting.
Yeah.
But the movie
Agree
itself,
with Daryl. I agree with Daryl.
But then
it's very disturbing.
if even though if you do love the movie, you clap at the end of the show, it kind of promotes the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
people might see
Exactly.
it differently.
Yeah.
So
Then, but I also like that they kept the whole classic way that Thomas and Martha Wayne was murdered with a pearl.
Yes.
Nice touch
Oh
there.
yeah,
so
that part.
I wanted to
Nice
bring
touch.
that one in.
Nice touch there.
It's actually a very
Question
nice
to
touch.
question to both of you, since you guys are comic book fans, that scene was it as accurate? Because I see that
somewhat.
pearl necklace and
Yeah,
stuff like
somewhat. Yeah,
The
somewhat
parents
accurate.
dying is true, but the lead up to it, it's not.
The way they died, more or less correct. Lah.
Yeah, the way they died beside the cinema while walking Bruce
Yeah,
home,
and then the
that is
pearls,
true.
pearls dropping on the floor. Yeah,
But
that's
it's not because that vengeful clown
No,
took
no.
Joker's words and went after him. Like
Yeah,
it
no,
wasn't
that
a
one, no, no.
target. It was just a random killing.
So
To be honest.
yeah. So just on a side note, right? Do you know that Batman is actually a bit broken mentally as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of theories out there
That's
that
why he
Batman's
is very
actually-
broody. You know, he doesn't do well with teams.
Yeah.
He's always on his own, always trying to justify why he needs to go out there in a bad suit and stop crime because no one else can do it. Blah blah blah. It's actually very disturbed person. Lah. And who wouldn't be right at that age? You see your parents get gunned down,
Yeah, true.
and
I felt this Todd Phillips rendition of Joker is a good compliment to Christopher Nolan's trilogy. Both are equally dark.
different kind of dark. Though.
I mean, when you talk about Joker, you can't do Joker like your standard
No, but-
superhero film. Like it has
Yeah.
to be dark.
Oh,
it
but
has to be
question
gritty.
now that we've seen the entire show, what's real and what's not?
What do you mean?
What
do you mean?
is real and what is in his head?
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Actually, not that I brought it up. I wanted to tell whether
Oh
the whole
yeah,
killing
good
the mom
point.
Yeah.
scene could that be real?
Correct. I don't exactly. So it's become like another Inception.
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of
an
shit, right?
Inception thing, right? We have
So
to look
what
for
is real?
clues.
What is not? Like when he ran out of the last scene, he ran out with blood on his shoes. Did he kill that helper or that worker, social worker, whatever? You don't know.
Exactly. That
Is
one.
it in his mind that he killed? I don't know.
That one. I guess it's all left for interpretation. like-
Because the part when he imagined that he had his girlfriend, blah blah blah, that was like whoa.
Actually,
What brings in another dimension to this movie.
I know I don't know if you guys will believe me, but I saw that coming.
You saw that coming.
That one because the whole hookup between Zazie Beetz and Joaquin, right, felt out of nowhere. Yes, he did
goes
stalk
in the
her,
thing, yeah.
and then suddenly she comes by. Were you following me? And then suddenly, oh, they're dating. I'm like,
Yeah,
eh?
fine.
too easy lah, too easy. So you know, I had my doubts lah.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I like, oh, mine was a wow. Okay.
Okay, so just one more thing I want to talk about when it comes to Joker on its accuracy when it comes to comics. So the Joker, okay, I'm taking from the comic book The Red Hood. The Red Hood told about how the Joker came about. Quite similar. He was a stand-up comic. He was trying to make it into a stand-up comic, but instead of having a mother, he had a wife and kid, if I'm not mistaken. He got in bed with the mafia, and mafia asked him to do a job for him. Put on a red hood, fell into acid, and came Joker. So, but the thing that I wanted to bring up was even in that book and many other future comic books, Joker's origin always was birthed by a really, really bad day. So basically, he had I think in the movie also he mentioned
he kept mentioning a bad day, a bad
he
week.
just had a very, very bad day
and he snapped.
So that part they followed the comic
Quite consistent with
quite
concept,
consistent, and it's very true to a point where even in the comics, Joker tried to turn Gordon crazy. He gave Gordon the worst week ever. Shot his daughter, put him into
shot his daughter, then took
bad girl
photos.
lah.
Bad girl,
Raped her, took photos, and gave Gordon to see, and tortured him, and tried to convert him. He tried to prove the theory that one really, really, really bad day
can turn people
can break
around.
you.
Can break you.
Yeah. So that part I loved when they brought it up from the comics. I loved it. The parents killing part, I like that twist.
Nice touch a bit.
It was a very nice touch. It does open for question for a sequel.
I don't think there should be one.
There shouldn't be one, and apparently Joaquin never actually.
If there is a sequel, it has to. It's not a direct sequel. Like you know how you have Glass. It was a so-called sequel to. What's that show? Unbreakable. Stuff like that. So it's like it's a sequel, but not a direct sequel. It could be another Batman movie with this character.
So
in it.
apparently,
Maybe,
Todd Phillips said already. He'll only consider doing a sequel if Joaquin's up for it.
Fair, but you can say like Joaquin don't do.
Joaquin don't do is
sequel.
pointless already lah.
I have a question for both of you as well, comic book fans. So Joker doesn't have a proper origin story in the comics.
So
There's a few versions, I think.
when Joker first came out, it was very straightforward. He was just a baddie. He fell into acid and he
went
came cuckoo. Fast forward to the 2000s where you need deeper understanding of your criminals and all that, your villains. So that's where the comic The Red Hood came out. So it tells a story of a guy, as I was mentioning, he had a family, I think a wife and a kid, very poor, scraping through, and he gets a gig for a stand-up show, stand-up comedy.
Right.
He wasn't doing so good. And he started making friends with the mafia. Mafia asked him to do a small hit. At this point, Batman is around already lah. So timeline-wise, it's a bit different. So Batman tried to follow the mafia's plans. Joker with the Red Hood fell into the acid and came Joker.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It was actually it's not a bad comic. Under the Red Hood.
But in the entire comic universe, DC or Marvel, Joker is one of the baddest baddie
He was
ever.
So I mean that's
Because he's so psychotic, they're so unpredictable.
that's
right?
what makes
him very
Joker so nice.
dangerous.
Yeah, he's unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
But the flip side of it is the hero of his story is Batman. And Batman never kills.
Yeah, that's why Joker.
So you see the conflict. So Joker is
they need each
Bucky,
other.
Batman.
That's why Batman. I think one of the shows, right? Joker said you need people like us to exist.
It's a yin and yang, right? I mean, if there's a Batman, there must be a Joker. So yeah.